Well, I'm having a disappointing week so far. I didn't win anything. I had 4 tickets on 4 different vehicles on Revcomps last night. Nothing. Not a sausage. Bugger all. And Christian didn't come this morning either. But I think he's off because Will went to Belgium to surprise some Belgian chap. Seems like a nice chap. I can't remember his name. Dick Cyclops or something. He won a nice Porsche. They picked him up in a taxi, took him around to the showroom. He seemed a bit overwhelmed, but well, you would be, wouldn't you? So where was I this week then? Well, if you remember, I was going to go a tad above the average and slightly to the left, which is what I did. But obviously I didn't go high enough, so I was in zone 2 this week, so I had half my money back. Not far outside zone 1, I suppose, but still, in terms of pixels, it's absolutely miles out. But what do I think of where it is? It makes sense, doesn't it? I wouldn't have thought it was that high, to be honest, but we all see it in a different way, and I guess it makes sense. Well, I would say that, wasn't I? Because I wasn't I wasn't that far out, really. Just nowhere near the winning cross. So that's that. Let's have a look at the judges to see what disaster they made of this week. So they've got a different head judge this week. Matt Cannon's not there. I don't know if he's been sacked for dodgy things or whether he's just taken a holiday or something. Kieran Fitzgibbon is in charge today. So I only watched a couple of clips. I think he seemed to be doing a good job of it. So I normally skip to the end after talking about this, but this is the final result. They didn't take any out. I am hard if they would take that one to the left out because it was a bit too close to his head and wouldn't really make sense, because if that cross is the centre of the ball, then obviously the ball is around there, and for that to be a logical cross there where the ball could be, then it's almost on his head, and that didn't make sense from there. But they left it in. I'm not sure they should have. But an even spread from the judges, though. I mean, they're quite spread out there, and I suppose the average isn't far out from where we would have thought it should be. I did listen to a few brief discussions, and they've done the same sort of thing as Matt done, which I disagree with, when they say, oh no, leave that one in because I think the average looks okay there. And I say it every time, it's not for them to decide where they think the average looks okay or where they think it should be. It's an average of where the judges have gone. If it's miles out, get rid of it. If not, it's the average of where everybody else has gone. But I'm okay with that average. I just think I should have gone higher. I thought about that when I actually done my cross. I thought I probably should have gone higher. But there we are. You're afraid to move it because so many of you guys have said that you would have possibly won or had a runner-up or something if you hadn't moved your cross later in the week. Had second thoughts, looked at it again, overthought it, and then moved your cross. So I try and leave them sort of where they are, even though that the cross I did was nowhere near, because on last Tuesday it was right over here on this line somewhere where this other guy is over here. But there we are. Let's have a look at this week's picture. And Robbie Williams is back. Yay! So we've got one set of eyes to look at who's looking towards our direction, and the other guy can't really see his eyes. We can only go by the angle of his head. So I've put one cross in there because I've gone that far away from his face. Look at his eyes, mesmerised by something, isn't he? Because I don't think it's that close to him. Although I can see his hand, his right hand, I can see his fingers in the picture. Don't seem to be doing much, but it looks as though it's coming towards him as far as I'm concerned. So it's coming down there. Let me draw some lines so I can explain what gibberish I'm talking about. So his face, his eyes look as though he's looking straight forward from his head, but his face is turned ever so slightly to the left. You can see more of his right side of his face than you can of the left. So I've gone from, say, the bridge of his nose slightly off centre. I've gone up in that direction there because that made sense to me. I might move it a bit, but then again, I mean, some of the judges will go much further over to the right, some of them will go further to the left. This guy on the right hand side threw me a bit, so I've tried to go sort of in that direction, and I think I've gone along the lines of, when I looked at it after, I mean, I put the crosshair anyway. Actually, I went higher up in the beginning, but I brought it down a bit. But there's that old sort of suggestion we've heard before, is if you draw a line from the top of somebody's ear through their eyes, and that looks like that line would be about the same there. If I drew a line from the top of his ear towards my cross, I think it'd be in the same line. So that's what I am on that one. That looks okay to me, because he is looking slightly to, ever so slightly, to his left, so I've gone off centre. And I don't think this fella on the right is looking particularly high. I can't decide whether I can actually see his eyes or not there, because, you know, I mean, the picture's not that clear. But one of the boys, I think it might have been Andrew, said, do any of you play one ticket, for example, your free ticket, and then download the high-resolution picture and do that way? I think only one person commented on that. I don't do it myself, only because I don't think it would make enough difference to me, to what I'm doing. It might to some, but I just don't think it would make... I don't think it would help me then. So that's what I am this week. It's my first cross of the week, which I got to admit, I like that there, and I think a lot of people will be around that area. There's 2041935, so that'll be the first comment for this week. So let me know how you got on this week, guys, and give me a coordinate now for Saturday, because we've been doing well lately. And we'll do another one on Saturday, or I might have to do it Friday night, because I got a feeling I might have to shoot off somewhere Saturday morning to go and look at something. So I may do it Friday night. So we'll look at Revcomps. Well, this is Thursdays. We've been over this once, so just briefly, I got a couple of tickets on this Range Rover Sport, only because it comes with 50 grand. I wouldn't keep the Range Rover for long. I'd blast it around like a dickhead for about a week or two while it was up for sale. But the 50 grand cash for this is a nice little thing, isn't it? Wasn't really bothered about much else. And I did have a couple on this Jaguar F-Pace, because it's a diesel all-wheel drive SUV, which is my cup of tea, even though it's a couple of years older than my car. But still, I don't use the bloody car I got. So that would just be a different car to sit around the back of the house doing nothing all week. So what did they put on last night for next Monday? So we got this Porsche 718 GT4 RS plus 10k, or you can take 150 grand cash alternative. There's 7 runners up with this. I can't remember what they are off the top of my head, but I think one is something like £10,000 and £5,000. Then there's a few £1,000. So, you know, you've got, if you buy a ticket on this one, I know it's 30,000 tickets, but you've got 8 chances of winning off that one ticket. And, you know, even the cheapest price is going to be £1,000, so it's not to be sniffed at, is it? And of course, I got a couple on this pop-top camper. Of course. I did, which I've taken them off now, because I thought, what the hell are you doing? I did have a ticket for this Fiesta, another one on his Mercedes, and one on his Kia. And then I looked at the bill for all the tickets I bought, just for this one draw, and I thought, what the hell are you doing, you lunatic? So I deleted. I haven't paid for any of them yet, but I deleted that one. I think I deleted the Mercedes, and I'll probably delete the Fiesta as well, and just have tickets for these two, because I'm trying to cut down. But you know, when you look at the cars, you think, oh, that's nice, I'll have one on there. Oh, that's nice as well, I'll have another one on there. So there we are. That's where we are today. Zone 2 for me. Let me know how you got on. Let me know what you fancy on Revcomps. I've got a couple of tickets for tomorrow night's draw on Aspire as well, because they've got an RS6 and 15 grand cash. I've also got tickets, I think, on a camper and on 10 grand as well. I think that's tomorrow night's draw, or it could be the week after. No, I think it's tomorrow. So let me know, guys, and good luck.